mess with him? Or why y'all still looking to kick it with him and want to be around him?
Good afternoon, everybody. This is another episode of Picking Up the Pieces, where we're having all type of conversations right now, man. Pretty much we're talking about friendship, relationship, as well as marriages. How does social media affect friendships, relationships, and marriages? We're talking about misandrous versus misogynist. And we're just having an intellectual conversation amongst the three of us about how it affects your life moving forward, especially as older men. Right here, we're three divorced men, and we're in the middle of a conversation. You guys are coming in. The reason why Jay's talking is because I asked the brother to go in and let's roll the show, because everything that we're speaking about surrounds the topics of our show. I'm going to pull back a little bit, and I want you guys to join us in our conversations. And if you have anything to say, please comment in the comment box. Please like, share, as well as subscribe. Really high, intense conversations from three brothers that come from three backgrounds, from three brothers that come from three different pieces, and we're just pulling it all together to come up with a strong puzzle of picking up the pieces, so we'll have a better understanding of experience, communication, things that we should say within home, as well as community, just to build up love and family again. I was just speaking with Jay about certain things that take place within having experience. My man right here, he has he has two women, two children by two different women, plus he was married. 4 children. He has 4 children, but he's been in two relationships. Two real relationships. 3 biological, 1 is a step child. Jay over here, and I call that experience. Jay over here, Jay has been in a few relationships, but most importantly, he's been married before. And he has altogether 3 children altogether.
3 different moms and 5 children. Well, 4 children, 4 biological, and 1 I raised.
And I call that, one more time, experience. Sure. I am the one that's over here with the least amount of experience, but I have just recently come out of a divorce situation with a woman I was with for like 19 years. And in all reality, she was the love of my life, so I didn't even see the end game on that, but I had to begin to understand the reality of the situation, because several times throughout our relationship, I was threatened with divorce to the point where I ended up adapting that mentality. I felt like the word divorce had began to be weaponized. I'm leaving. It began to be weaponized to kind of buck break me into doing what she wanted me to do, as well as how she wanted me to do. Buck breaking.
What that mean? Define that, please.
BUCKBREAKING. Buck breaking. And buck breaking is something that took place back in back in the culture of slavery, where if there was a strong black African American male on the plantation and it looked like he was protecting or leading the other slaves, and the other slaves could be his wife, his daughter, his nieces, his cousins, his sons, what have you, whatever the case may be, the slave masters would recognize that he was trying to be a leader and trying to lead his people, trying to lead his family out of something, or just trying to be the strong man that he was built to be, with us originating from Africa. And once the slave master recognized it, he would call other slave masters, and they would come down and they would jump the black man. They would jump him to show the other slaves that you are weak. You are not a leader. They would demasculate him. They would show others like you're weak. You can't. You're not their savior. You're a slave just like them, and you're gonna be weak. And the whole purpose of this, I say, buck breaking, is to break him down, to submit to something that he was not born to be. And we are born to be strong as African American males. We are born to be leaders. We are born to be protectors. We are born to be providers. And biologically, on the other spectrum of that, the woman is the nurturer. The woman is the one that keeps the home. The woman is the strong king's backbone. So we're having this conversation about buck breaking and how it relates in marriages, as well as relationships and friendships. And how does social media affect friendships, relationships, as well as marriages?
Oh, that's dope.
Word up.
That's dope. social media, man. One thing about the old days, man, we only knew what went on in our home. We didn't know what went on, and we only knew what went on in our home, like our circles' homes. Now the social media, you're exposed to everybody's homes. You're exposed to everybody's lives. You're exposed to everybody's stories. So if Cynthia's getting it done over in Atlanta, Shirley in Cincinnati want the same thing Cynthia got. You feel me? But at the end of the day, man, if you just focus on what's going on in your home, in your world, your life will be more peaceful.
Say that then.
But what if your circle is venting to social media?
No, he said if.
No. I heard him where he said previously. He said we come from where everything that happened in home stayed in home.
Yes.
Well, that don't happen no more.
Wait. There was no TV There was no TV to the personal issues and the personal things that were taking place in your home. There was no camera. You know what I mean? There was no venting out from what's taking place where you can go onto something, push a few buttons, and then millions of people knew about your personal life.
Brother, that's the life we're living now.
No,
we're in that world.
No, I was just giving the opposite of what he said about things taking place in the home. That shit is over.
I think so over.
And from that, the detriment to it though, because now when something happens in your home, immediately you're going to vent to other individuals, and you know what type of energy you put out is the energy that you get back. So you vent and thinking people love you, but when they answer your questions, man, it's gonna be toxic. You got to keep in mind. Some people need yes people. You know what I'm saying? And then a yes person really a no, because they looking forward to getting off the phone with you and spreading the word, as we were just talking about someone and mixing and twisting how they want to.
For sure.
Me, I'm not an opportunist. I'm self-made, so with being me, I don't have to be an opportunist to try to get in nobody's business or just be dick riding or none of that. The reality is that once that thing come out of your home and you spreading it out to the world, people going to be entitled to have their opinion about you and say this and that.
That's right.
Just overstand that.
That's right.
Me from my previous marriage, I understand how to keep my mouth shut when dealing with anything, not just in relationship with life.
What do you mean when you say keep your mouth shut? Like whatever happens in your home, you don't go back repeating it to your family members?
No. And if I do, I know
what I'm asking. Is that what you mean?
Yes, definitely. And if I do happen to say that, I know what to say because I know how I'm going to say it. So when it get out there, that's what was supposed to get out there. So when I hear certain things certain ways, I might be a little bored and want to laugh myself. Because you got to keep in mind, let it be known, I'm a secretive person. So, okay, I'll throw something out there. You know how you just say you throw something, you throw them rocks and jump in the pond.
Skip.
It's okay. Just throw it out there. But no, reality, no, because there's nothing that you can really do for me other than let me vent for it to you. And I might not be comfortable with venting to you. I might vent with somebody that don't know nothing about me. That's where the counseling come in, and it's okay. But people redirect their energies how they want to. Me personally, this is just how I choose to do it because this come from experience. As I was sharing y'all before we came on, I think in certain situations, it's okay to meet a person over even though you've been knowing them for 1,000 years or 20 years. It's okay to meet a person over because just
do what? Meet a person over?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Like, even though I've known you for 10, 20 years, let's just come in this situation again because you're telling me you changed, but you don't want to accept that I changed. You want to look at me.
You talking about the person that you've been with, right? Or you talking about somebody in general? When you say meet a person over.
I'll start off with the person that you done been with. But it can be someone that it could be a person that you've been working with. Y'all ain't seen each other in a few years.
That will fall up under houses. That will fall up under friendship. But period, you're talking about.
No, we're talking about Miss Andrews and situation on that note. With that being said, when you knowing in a relationship for so many years, and like how you just got out of your 19 years marriage, right? You pretty much last episode, you were speaking your piece on that situation. Well, if you and her not able to sit down at the table and rethink and reiterate this whole situation and be logic about it, you get what I'm saying? When I say to be logic, like have a logical conversation, some of these things become impossible because during conversation, it escalates. And a person might hear something that they don't want to hear or something they know that they did or said and they're in denial.
What you mean escalate to an argument?
It ain't going to be no argument.
Well, you talking about the revisit, right? What was the word you just used?
What you mean? Like,
no.
Let's meet each other again.
Yeah, meet each other again. Yeah. So if but this time, because we argued before. So now that what did you call it? Not revisiting, but what did you call it, man? What's the terminology?
Meet me again. What?
Meeting you again. Yes. Meeting me again. We can't argue because we did that before. Right?
I say can't because I don't believe in it, but you gotta keep in mind.
I'm saying now we should be communicating because you're re-meeting me. And I didn't want to argue before. And so now that we've been separated for quite some time, divorce or whatever the case may be, now I understand that I'm not even an arguing man. So we can't argue or where you're pulling me back to something that I didn't like before, that was introduced to me.
That's where the logics come in at.
So now, but if I speak that logic, but it has to start with accountability, or inevitably you're not going to hear anything that I have to say.
That's what I was trying to say, brother. That's what I'm trying to say. With that being said, your hands are in the air. You coming up like this, like they got pistols on you, or you're under arrest, or seize. So with that being, like, you winning already. Like, you let them know you winning. My guards is not up. Like, you're winning. So if we're going to have this conversation, no, this is how I'm coming in it. Now we can talk about logical opposed to emotional. Because if I'm wrong about something, I know how to look a person in the face and apologize. You just said
women are emotional versus men are logical.
But you just was sharing before the thing came on how a person just already prejudged me. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he already this or that. Why? Like, why? Or how? And then when I came to their house and caught them off guard, oh, you this and you that. Well, let's sit down and have this conversation.
Let me tell you who I really am.
No, I want to hear who I am first before I can share with you who I am.
Because as it stands, you're being a misandrist.
Yeah.
A person, and misandrist means a person who dislikes or despises or is strongly prejudiced against men. For sure. Somebody judged you without knowing who you were, so you were being actually prejudiced against this man. For sure. You are a misandrist.
For sure. So I got something to say, like, as far as all that being said, and going to Cuz always been private in my world. So I'm still surprised that he's sitting here on camera right now. You know what I mean? But one thing about when you private, people gonna make stories up about you because they don't know nothing about you.
Or if you're quiet.
If you're quiet.
If you don't.
Go ahead.
Yeah. If you're quiet, or if you don't address things that you've heard. For sure. Now, whoever said that about you is all true. Because they're only hearing one side of it.
That's okay.
When there's always two sides. But I'm okay with that. Like he just said.
I promise you.
Whatever was said about me or against me in any type of way, you misandrist. You misandrist, right? Whatever was said, I don't got time to be addressing that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drywall y'all. Because y'all should have came to me yourself and asked me.
But it ain't really, sometimes it ain't nothing to come. These are just miserable people
really should.
Who's sitting around with nothing going on.
If you come to me with it, you're in my business. Because I didn't talk to you about this. Who talked to you about my business? Who told you I was this? Who told you I was a narcissist? Who told you I was, what's the favorite three? Narcissist, controlling.
Can women be narcissists?
Anybody can be a narcissist. Look, narcissist is a terminology for individuals that believe that the world revolves and evolves around them. But there is something else that can happen too. You can have narcissistic ways without being a narcissist. Does that make sense? So you don't necessarily have to be a narcissist. A narcissist is somebody that is so in caught up with themselves that it is just sickening. I'm going to give you a perfect example of a narcissist. Our ex-president.
That's the first time I ever heard the word.
Donald Trump.
When he became president.
Donald Trump.
Yes.
So the three things that they use against us. Narcissist, he's gaslighting me, and he's controlling. Yeah. These are their weapons, but really it's a cover-up to not hold themselves accountable for something. Outsource all that shit. Well, I ain't got to deal with it. And now you feel somebody with that information, and now they're behaving as if they believe in it. They see you've done these things to that individual. So for me, when I sense that energy, because remember I told you I'm an ENFJ personality type. Sure. I'm a brother of feeling, and I'm intuitive. Feeling means I can feel how you rocking with me. For sure. Intuitive means I pretty much know what you about to do next. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when you do that to me and I feel that energy, I feel your vibe change, I feel that you have low vibration for me now all of a sudden, something was told to you. For sure. but I didn't get any part in defending myself. So with that being said, you prejudged me. You prejudged me because I've never done anything to you. Never. So now you're against me in your own way, but it's quietly because you've been listening to somebody else.
Does that really matter, though?
Asking me. It doesn't. Because the moment those types of situations begin to matter, it begins to pull you down. It will weigh you down. It will suck the life and the energy out of you. So for me, my defense is paying there a bit of attention. But I'm going to make you eat that, though. You stay there. Stay over there where you are. I need you to be over there. And it's okay if you want to just be cordial. I can speak because I'm an OG and I'm not just going to be rude because it shows a sign of my integrity and my character of who I am. And now I'm actually behaving like you. And I'm not going to be your twin. I'm going to be in this to win, whether or not it's emotionally, mentally, physically, or spiritually, or financially. So you go ahead and be that way. But now I'm going to make you have to stay over there. And you're over in an area. The area is called red flag. You'll walk a red flag for me. And I'm going to leave you there. But hey, how you doing, though? Hey, how y'all doing? Because I just don't have time for that. Because God will take care of those things. And I just explained to him. Like, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I don't want to deal with none of that. I was saying, when dealing with certain situations and certain individuals, if they see you like this, you being submissive, to just have a conversation. Their attendance go up. If they want it, they going to come sit down and talk with you. But within with you being submissive, you letting it be known what's on your mind, whatever the topic of the conversation want to be. But I'm submissive in this conversation. So if this what happened yesterday, let's talk about it today. Whatever it may be. And I personally think when people are not quoted like, quote unquote, real and solid and caught up in their shenanigans, it's going to be hard to have them kind of conversations. They damn near become impossible. So for me, that's why I sit back and I enjoy myself with my own peace. Right. I don't know if I said it on here. I'm going to say it again. I promise you I'm doing life without fucking parole. I don't want to come. I don't want to come. I don't. I want to live my life on motherfucker with no parole on Peace Road. Right. Happily. For sure. You know, yes, I fucking have sad days. I'm fucking human. I have my medium and I have my happy. If a motherfucker sitting around talking about they happy, that's a damn lie. Happy just a fucking emotion. One of the things that they do on social media, they always say, I'm living my best life. Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm living my best life.
I might have that and be 2 hours later, I'll be meeting him.
Sure. No, all I'm stating is, I'm going off what you said when it comes to how does social media affect friendships, relationships, as well as marriages, right? Mm-hmm. People will get on there and they will tell a lie. They're not actually
to that. Like, if that's how you wake up and your choice to live a fucking lie, that's determine who you are. That's okay. I'm listen to what I'm trying to get back to. I'm submissive to trying to have a conversation with someone that I want to be. Okay, we're not together. We've been whatever we've been doing. I want to kind of just have some peace with this situation. So I'm submissive. And keep in mind, them people who lying and whatever that's their business, homie. I promise you, drywall. That's what I'll say. They drywall to me.
I'm submitted. What do you do when you submit and people take steps in? Like I told you before that I explained to my ex, like, hey, you know what? 70-30. 70-30. 70 of what you want, man, and 30 of what I want. So we can have some peace. Hey, no cussing, no clocking, none of that. So we can have some peace.
You saying that because I shared with y'all before that my lawyer dad, may he rest in peace. It was a 70-30 or probably an 80. He say shit, sometimes it was 100. Mm-hmm. All his kids got raised in the same household. All of them. He kept 3 jobs, 2-3 jobs. All he did was just gave up the check and paid bills. See, I can't do that. Well, you can't ain't a word. I'm just, you saying 70-30, I'm saying how, give me a second, please, sir. Yeah. He gave up his life for their life.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Now, did my lawyer follow that lead? No, but he followed his own path. And this dad was like this. And you got to ask yourself, are you ready to do that? And like you said, no. You know, I'm not such of an emotional person. I try to have an overstanding so we don't get too emotional about certain things. Because through communication, anything is possible. And I'm telling you, I go back to me before he cut me off and get like, I'm like this, I'm submissive. And all I'm trying to do is have a conversation with you because I can see a path with us.
Have you always been a communicator?
Hecky no. No. It all funnels back with that time facing 30 years in one state, 40 in another. Like I was sharing, that people woke me up out of my sleep in my own home and I ain't did nothing wrong. A person can go down there and accuse you for all kind of things, and they'll come get you. Well, it takes time to prove that. Of course, it went away. The problem went away, but through that, you know what I'm saying? I went and I sat and I listened to them people tell me certain things. The therapist, the consultant. Yeah. I listened to that. I just didn't go. You know, sometimes you get put in something. You just I'm gonna go pass through. I'm gonna count the money out. No, I really just went and listened. And I learned. I'm going on 3 years in a consultant today because it's good to listen. As he just our last episode, it was evident he had a lot to get out, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? Well, whoever you talk to, because like I said, I might go out and throw something in some people. I want y'all to take it and run with it, and then see me and what I do. You see me this morning with my little daughter, loving it. I promise you, I salute you for allow me for her to be a part of that community and to your daycare and all that. These are no-brainers because our blood, we blood. Of course, you're going to open the door, but I'm telling you, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Me, you're a big cousin, appreciate the fact that you allow me to allow my daughter to, hands-on right there. Things like that don't really happen because I could be your bullshit because you're going to second-guess certain things. You get what I'm saying? No, I'm not that. I'm coming submissive again. And I want to allow this person who I like or who I want to get to know. I ain't saying we married, we a couple. We just happen to know each other. Whether it's man or woman, we just happen to know each other. And so with me I'm coming submissive, I'm going to hear you out.
You got to meet other people that's on Peace Row with you, man. Because when you're on Peace Row, there's a lot of people that want to come shake up your world.
That's the devil that comes with it.
That's the problem. You know what I mean? So the thing for me, man, when I entered Peace Row, man, after June 10th of 2020, pre-June 10th, 2020, communication was arguments.
I'm saying, listen, picture you doing this and it still lead to that. Yeah. So when things are impossible, they just effing impossible. Yeah, so you find yourself somewhere else in another lane. Yeah. And it's okay. Yeah. It's okay for people not to be together. For sure. If it's meant, y'all gonna be together. It's okay. Like he was saying, he's seen his lifelong, like this is it. I'm gonna be with it. Shit, I seen that. But if it don't work, it's okay. You know, you go through your sad moments. These are emotions. You ain't finna trick yourself off the streets. You damn sure ain't gonna kill you. No, God is too good.
But you have individuals that do.
But to God be the
mentality and your personality.
To God be the motherfucking glory.
For sure.
I don't be sad. I be lonely. I have bouts of loneliness.
You don't be sad when you lonely? Because I be sad when I'm lonely.
No, I don't be sad.
Really?
I just be lonely.
Yeah.
That's a feeling, though. You know that, right?
I mean,
loneliness is a feeling. It's emotion.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't. He said
these are all emotions that you can get
sad
over.
And lonely are two different things.
Yes.
So he asked me, "You don't be sad when you be lonely?" He said he's sad when he's lonely. I'm not sad. I'm lonely because I can be lonely and still.
You a medium lonely or happy lonely or what? What kind of lonely you be?
It's just lonely, but I'm still able to rejoice in where I am and what I am.
So why you don't allow yourself as a human being? Like I was saying yesterday, I took my daughter to the port. We just kicking it. I told you a young lady had her son there. Her son wind up running over there where my daughter was playing. I ain't saying a woman sent him or none of that. Hey, my name is this. What's your name? What's your son's name? This or that. We didn't flirt, or she didn't flirt. You get what I'm saying? That's okay. I didn't ask for her number. She ain't asked for my number. Why don't you allow yourself to just open up? What's stopping you from opening up?
I'm open, but I'm not presenting myself. I'm not taking myself in certain places to be presented, to let individuals know that I'm open. And that's not about me not wanting that. I'm just not bouncing around like that. And what?
I don't know if I'm asking it right. When I say I went to the park, I'm not, no disrespect to the lady, but the last thing on my mind is getting to know her like that. I'm just saying open to know someone. Let's just say if we do know each other. No, I'm not flirting. Just have you met someone that y'all want to have some fucking tea? You drink Starbucks?
have that.
You know what I'm saying?
I have that with ex-coworkers. You know, they'll give me a call and we'll go out.
I'm asking you that because it was so overwhelming. Like that shit. When I left here the other night, I was like, that was a damn good podcast. And I say, damn, he gonna sleep good tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because you let some stuff out. You know, and it was like a action. Behind actions, they become reactions. You get what I'm saying? And I came with a reaction. You say, no, shut that down. That ain't this and that ain't that. But you know, once it hit, you're going to get reactions. Like, these are realities. Even that's why I'm asking that. Like,
even through Facebook, you know, because that's the only social media platform I rock with. I met new people just through Facebook, just through putting up pictures. You know what I mean? And right now, as far as a relationship, I'm not available. That has nothing to do with anybody away from me. It has everything to do with me, because I've seen, from coming from my ex-wife, I've seen what it looks like to go straight into a relationship coming out of a marriage. I absorb well. I throw away what I don't need and I keep what I know I can benefit from, right? I don't want to bring, now I have baggage. You know, a lot of women say, we bringing in these men, they got all this damn baggage. Well, the only reason I got baggage, the only reason you know about my baggage is because I opened up to you. But now, since I opened up to you, you're actually using it against me, right? And now you put your own shit into my baggage. Don't put nothing into the baggage that you know I came with, or I wouldn't even know nothing about the baggage. With that being said, I say that to say this. For me, I'm not going to bring what I have. Just because I'm lonely doesn't mean I'm supposed to go looking for somebody, right? Because God will isolate you to work on you. You work on yourself before you present yourself to somebody else. So I'm open, I'm not closed, but I'm not presenting myself as a person like, hey, I need somebody with me. Not yet, because I know within myself I'm not ready. You know what I mean? So if young ladies contact me through social media, I'll reply, but it's not a hookup thing, or I'll be, at my age, I don't have time to be bouncing around from this woman to that woman to that woman to that woman. Or I'm doing something wrong at my age. I got things to do to build up. Yeah. I've been with one woman for all this time. And I pretty much have always been that way. I went to the joint and was gone on my teens. Before then, I was playing, of course. I was having sex with other women, but I was a teenager. Once you come home and then you see something that is solid and you can build on that foundation, if you have the character, the integrity, as well as the maturity to understand that, you're like, let me latch on to this because I'm a big boy now. But now, after you go through that experience, now I have experience. I'm not about to jump into something else. I need to relax for a minute and find out and develop more on who I am. Because I lost who I was in the relationship by saying 70-30, by negative distractions. I forgot who I was, my ambition. I've always been an ambitious brother. I began to just settle for less versus strive to get more. I was settling in what I was in versus saying, hey, y'all, come on, I got y'all. We got other levels to go. But I couldn't focus on that because of all the negative distractions. So now I know what those distractions look like. Now I know what those red flags look like. And I refuse to go back into a position like that, or I may as well go back to selling dope. If you're going to be something that doesn't work anymore, you may as well go all the way back. And that would make me sad versus just lonely. You feel me? And from social media, how does social media affect that? Social media can be the biggest effect on all types of relationships, friendships, relationships, as well as marriages. Can it affect positively? Yes. But most importantly nowadays is negative.